Sure. My name is Alma Rubalcava. I am a mechanical engineer and I work for NAVC in Port Hueneme.
Okay. And what is it like to go to work every day?
It's different every day. There's a team of us of about six or so. The stuff that we work on is in-service engineering. So basically, if anything comes up with equipment that's on the ship that breaks or needs any updates, things like that, we deal with that. There's a lot of issues that come up last minute, so you kind of have to think on your feet and things like that. For me, engineering, at least at this job, it's a lot of working with teams, a lot more than what I thought during school. So it's a good thing because you interact with other people, you bounce ideas off of them, and it's a lot of teamwork.
Okay, interesting. And could you tell me about one of the things maybe you're working on?
Um, I work on the LCS program, so it's a littoral combat ship. It's the new class of ships that is coming out in the Navy. The problem that comes up, I mean, usually it's the sailors that have to deal with it right then and there, and it's needed for them to accomplish their mission.
Mhm.
So it's a lot of fast pace and quick thinking.
Oh, yeah, definitely, especially with all the new technology and it's adapting every day. You have to adapt as well.
Correct.
All right. And do you have a personal connection to your profession from your childhood or anything that you did, like hobbies or anything that has led to what you're doing today?
I've always really liked math.
Mhm.
So just throughout all my schooling, I really liked math, and I didn't decide to do engineering until my freshman year of college. That's when I took an intro to engineering class, and I really liked it. It covered all majors, and I just thought it was really interesting.
And when you were younger, around 8 to 14, what did you imagine you would do for work?
When I was in elementary school, I always thought it would be cool to be an astronaut.
Mhm.
But as I got older, I realized that I'm not a big fan of heights, and roller coasters are not my thing. So I figured that wouldn't be good. Um, as I got into middle school, I got more and more into math, so I figured maybe I could do something with math, but I didn't know what. Like for me, I guess I wasn't sure of, or I wasn't too sure of what kind of professions were out there where you could utilize math. Um, One of the biggest ones that I did see was being a teacher, because as a kid I wasn't surrounded, or yeah, I wasn't really surrounded by too many professions, but what I was is teachers, right? Because every day you go to school and you see teachers. So I thought maybe a teacher or like a principal, something like that.
Okay. And when did you start knowing you were really great at math? Was that something that just happened evolved when you were younger?
Yeah, I don't know, just since elementary school I really liked it, so I feel like I tried harder at it. I remember when I was in fourth grade, my teacher at that time had she had tests that we would take every Friday, I believe.
Hmm.
So you'd take one test every Friday, and you'd have to get 100% on the test to be able to take the next level. And I was the first student to ever finish the entire set for her exams. So
Really?
for me, it was a really cool accomplishment. Yeah.
Was there any other vivid childhood memories, growing up in school?
My fifth grade teacher, she took me and a couple of other students to UCLA to go visit the campus. That was her alma mater.
How was that for you when you were at the campus, the college campus?
Well, it was a new experience. I had never been to one, and UCLA being so nice and so big, I was thinking, wow, one day I'll get here. I did not end up going to UCLA, but I did go to a college here. So
And what advice would you give to children who would like to enter a STEM profession?
I would tell them to definitely go into it. There's a lot of opportunity. And I would tell them to try to seize any opportunity for hands-on type of workshops or projects. Because I know that some of the after-school programs have stuff like that, or summer camps, things like that. Personally, I'm part of the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers.
Hmm.
So one of our main goals is to provide workshops to students in the county, and we try to do workshops so that gets the kids excited about STEM. So anything that they can do hands-on, we really try to push for that. I don't know, I just think engineering is fun, and it allows you to get creative in solutions or problem solving. So if that's something that they enjoy, then definitely pursue it.
What were some of the things you designed when you were in college?
For one of my design classes, we had to come up with an idea or a design that was never created before. So what we have to do is we have to search through patents and make sure that the idea that we came up with wasn't out there, so nothing patent, anything like that. So that really forced us to think outside the box. So once we came up with the idea and make sure that nobody had thought of it before, or at least patent it, we have to build it and then we have to present it. What we came up with was some sort of cart that you can take, say you were going to the store, make it easy to put in your car and take it out. So, I mean, it worked okay, but yeah. I think the idea, just going through the process of the patent, looking up patents and like that helped us. We're going through that process and then actually building it. Because sometimes you think of ideas and you're like, I think this would work, but you trying to incorporate it into actual hands-on is different than what you thought of it in your mind. So trying to come up with the best way of doing it, that for me was a pretty cool process.
You said the motivation for going to higher education was always a thought for you, right? Growing up, what was the motivation for that to continue on to higher education?
Well, my parents weren't able to get higher education. They grew up in Mexico, and they weren't able to finish an elementary school education because they were pulled out of school to work, right? Because for their parents, they needed the help. So I think for my siblings and I, it was more like something we knew we were going to do, just because we had the opportunity, we had to take advantage of it.
What advice or information would you give yourself when you were younger?
Be more outgoing. So I was always very shy growing up. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of opportunities, as long as the person can speak up. I think that'd be the biggest thing. Just because not only does it, it helps you professionally because you get a lot more experience in, public speaking. That was a big thing.
So say there's a child that's on the fence of either joining engineering or not. They see this as a challenge. What's something that you would tell that child?
I think there's different reasons why people go into engineering. Or I think, well, for me personally, I'd like the challenge that I run into every day, the types of problems that come up. If the students like problem solving, I think this is a great field for them. If they like innovation, I think there's a lot of opportunity for that. If they like hands-on type of work, I think this would be a good profession for them. There's going to be a lot of new things that come out next 10, 20 years. So if they want to be part of that or coming up with those new ideas, new challenges, then I think they should definitely consider engineering.
If you could have a superhero power, what would it be and why?
Flying. Okay. You'd be able to see parts of the world that no one else really does. If you would go up, fly really high and see the tops of the highest mountains, or just areas that people can't really get to. I feel like that would be really cool.